As I journey through the land, singing as I go, pointing souls to Calvary, to that crimson flow. Many arrows pierce my soul from without within, but my Lord leads me on through my live. And though I wanna see Him, look upon His face, then sing forever of His saving grace. On the streets of glory, let me lift my voice. Cares all past, all that last, ever to rejoice. When in service for my Lord, Lord may be the night, but I'll take more close to Him. He will give me light. Satan snare may vex my soul, turn my thoughts aside, but my Lord goes ahead, leads whatever betide. And though I wanna see Him, look upon His face, then sing forever of His saving grace. On the streets of glory, let me lift my voice. Cares are past, overnight, never to rejoice. When in valleys low I look toward the mountain high, and behold my Savior there, leading in my fight. With the tender hand outstretched toward the valley low, guiding me, I can see as I onward go. And though I wanna see Him, look upon His face, then sing forever of His saving grace. On the streets of glory, let me lift my voice. Cares are past, all their life, ever to rejoice. When before the billows rise from the mighty deep, then my Lord directs my heart, He has made me keep, and leads me gently on through this world below. He's a real friend to me, oh I love Him so. And though I wanna see Him, look upon His face, then sing forever of His saving grace. On the streets of glory, let me lift my voice. Cares are past, all that last, ever to rejoice. As I journey through this land, singing as I go, I'm pointing souls to Calvary, to that crimson flow. And many arrows pierce my soul from without within, but my Lord leads me on through Him I must live. And though I wanna see Him, look upon His face, then sing forever of His saving grace. On the streets of glory, there I lift my voice. My cares are past, I'm home at last, ever to rejoice. And though I wanna see Him, look upon His face, then sing forever of His saving grace. On the streets of glory, there I lift my voice. My cares are past, home at last, ever to rejoice.
Let's listen some more this prayer.
Hallelujah.
Lord, we thank you here this morning, Lord, for your presence, Lord, for your spirit that we feel here in our presence this morning. Holy Ghost, we already feel you, God, Lord God upon us, God. I thank you, Father. Look down on our ministry today, God, Jesus, anointing, Father, God, with a great anointing, God. Open the windows of heaven, children, God, pour out your presence today, God. Lord, let us hear your voice, God. praise for being here. The people in the altar, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. That'd be good right now. Praise the Lord. It's good to be in His house this morning. I appreciate everything that y'all do and the love that y'all show me and Gil, and it's just a real blessing, and it's a loving church. I'm glad that you received this offering before I preached, because I probably got more now than before I preached than I will after I preach. The God's put some things on me this morning, brother. Oh no, I just have a little fun, but I do love you. I'm glad to see Robert and Loretta back with us this morning. They have been through it. This couple, if you just pat them on the back, because they have been through it. It started off with Sister Loretta's operation, then Robert, he got jealous and he went in the hospital, and he had heart trouble, and they had sent him all the way to Birmingham and went up and went all in his heart and checked all that out, and then he got out and went back to the hospital again, and then I don't know what all's happened during the last few days, but it sure is good to see him sitting here. Let's give him a good hand. We've been listening, and glad we're here. We love you, and I just appreciate y'all being here. Mike lost his brother. We was at the funeral yesterday. We've been praying for y'all, Mike, and hope everything, God knows how to take care of these situations. But I would have to say one thing. That was a good, if there's a such thing as a good funeral. I thought Brother Backus did a great job. It was a good funeral that we was at yesterday with them, and it makes it easier when you know where someone's going. When they got everything ready and they're ready to go. And so I was glad to hear that he was ready to go. I was talking to Mike's sister, and Mike's sister said there was no doubt that all those was asking about him. Said, yeah, making sure that his soul was ready, that he was ready. But this morning I want to take a few minutes and Gail, let me know, raise your hand or something, let me know about 5 minutes to 12. I got my time, I haven't got it where I can see it, but I want us to start on Deuteronomy for just a little bit. And what I want to talk about is not really going to be a lot of preaching this morning, but it's going to be sort of setting some things that I want to see happen in this first quarter of the church year. And I have to say, y'all look good this morning. All these kids and stuff, don't worry about them crying, don't worry about them making a little racket. It looks good this morning, don't it, Brother Glover? It looks really good, and to hear children in the church, it means that they're growing. And turn to the 6th chapter and start reading about the 4th verse. We're going to read through 6 or 7, probably read through 7.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Amen. Read one more.
And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thine house and on thy gates.
One more.
And it shall be when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and
That's it right there. This morning, I want to talk about children a little bit. This next year, I was talking about last week that we're going to be doing things a little bit different. This next year coming up, this first quarter, I want us to focus not just on the adults, but on the seniors and And we're not going to let none of this slip, but we're going to start doing some things with the adults and maybe go out to eat and have a cookout. I like to have a fish fry sometimes for the adults. I like that kind of stuff. But I want us to focus in our church a little bit on our little children. Chris and Stephanie is doing a great job in the Sunday school department and the children. But we're going to do something a little bit different when this quarter is up. We're going to use this next 6 weeks getting ready to, there you go, Gail. Thank you, honey. You know I got a little congestion going on. Transition just a little bit in our morning service. These children are very important. They're at a tender age. Did you know that more than half of the people that will believe in Jesus do so by the age of 12? Don't you feel fortunate, Brother Sears? Don't you feel fortunate, you know, that some of y'all that accepted Jesus in their older years or maybe come back to Him in your older years, don't you feel fortunate that you had that next opportunity? But it says, says most of the people. Did you know that more than 1/2 of the people will believe in Jesus do so by the age of 12? Did you know that by the time a child is 9, their basic moral foundation has been formed? By the age of 9. In other words, when you see a 9-year-old, however he's acting at 9, you can just imagine him at 20, he's just going to be more mature. That's about the way they're going to act at 20. If he's a bully at 9, he's probably going to be a bully at 20. If he's got a spirit of a meekness or cares about other people or a softness about him, he's going to be a more of a tender man. You know, and the love of God is what we need to set in this. And I got to thinking, I thought, I don't much believe this. Then I got to thinking back about how my generation was raised and the people that I was raised around and how they acted at 9 years old. And then I see them when they got older, and it just really is just an older them. So we need to take these little ones, and I appreciate Joyce and her mother bringing this young man here and that other young man. And Joyce told me last Sunday, said, "Well, we can fill up a car with them, you know, in the neighborhood. But we can get different ones. We can get help to do this." But what I want to do is appoint Chris as these juniors pastors for these from 5 to 12. Stephanie is a pastor for them from 13 up, and let Chris be the pastor of the young ones. Well, he's got some ideas of what he wants to do. We've already passed in conference to take that middle petition out and to do some remodeling down there to get a children's center. I told him, I said, let's get some skits, get you some drawings together, let your vision be known to the people where we can get behind him and begin to work. And that's going to give us about 6 to 8 weeks to get this done. This is one of the things I want to do. I want everybody that's 12 years old to 5 stand up. Y'all 5, Luke? How old are you?
There's 6.
There's Abigail back there. All right. You see, this is a 3 and 3 and 1 is 7. I get it. Do I?
Tyler will be gone in 22nd.
Yeah, Tyler will be gone in the 22nd. He'll be 13 of January. Y'all can sit down. I want this to be something that they go out and tell their neighbors about. Say, hey man, you got to come to church. So in other words, it's like a vacation Bible school, or it's like a camp. It's like something that's exciting from to be in the house of God with. And I'm not expecting Chris and Stephanie to stay downstairs all the time, so they're going to have to recruit some adults to come along on their vision. In other words, what they want to be taught and what they want to, the way their program is set up for that quarter, to come in and follow along with them on this. And if they don't have to stay down there and miss every service. And what I'm going to do at the end of this Sunday school quarter, I want to start service on Sunday morning at 10:30. Told you it's going to be a little bit different. And I want, like Gail and Brother Sears, choir, get ready to form it together to have a great worship service on Sunday morning, and begin to prepare for our services, and not come in unprepared, but get prepared to have church on Sunday morning. In other words, start focusing on this Sunday morning service. Amen. And I really, I try to make a little leeway here. I know some of you like to come in at 11 and some of you come in at 10, and I'm trying to compromise a little bit that we all can get here maybe at 10:30 to begin our service, and I don't mean that in no kind of a harsh way, but I'm just suggesting, I believe we can put just a little bit of effort forth and all of us get here at 10:30 and begin our service, and get started. I appreciate if we could. Now, Eric and Amy is wanting to do a nursery. So the nursery would be from 5-year-old down. And we'll have to I'm gonna have to get with Eric and see what he's got in mind, and then we'll have to pass it in conference to do anything to the building as we did in the Sunday school. And that would we'll just, I don't think it'd be a problem with it. The church wants to go forward, but we just have to get it on record, because I'm excited about what God's doing. And I want to get it on record, and that way they can't come back at me and say, well, Pastor, you weren't told me to do it, and then bring it before the church. So we're going to bring it before the church and pass it, and then we'll start it, Brother Eric, then. And but I'll get William, we'll get a plan together. This is 2 things I want to do this coming year. Because children, while they've got a tender heart, their minds is not being corrupt. We need to pour into them. Amen. Pour into them. Yeah. Have a children's revival. Yeah. Have a, I can't help what goes on at youth camp. There's some things going on at youth camp that I don't agree with, and I can't help it. But I know one thing, we can start ministering now, right here, and we can reach Jasper with an unadulterated gospel of Jesus Christ, and we can get that planted in their heart. Amen. That's what I believe we can do. I want to see on this side by March, by the end of March, I want to have 2 runs poured. I believe, brother, that's 2 days, 3 days work, isn't it, Brother Darrell? Physical work, about 3 days work. If I got you in charge, I think it's about 3 days work. He's rough, but I have to give him credit. He gets things done. You know, that'd be good. And by end of March, I want at least, that'd be 2 runs on this side. And that would do us maybe to the next year or maybe latter part of the summer. And we can get that. And I believe we can do this. I believe we can do this. I don't think it's no trouble for us to do. We got enough money to do probably a run and a half now. And so we wouldn't take much to do at least 2 runs on that side of the church. Because I had a person this morning. I went down here and somebody stole my gas out of my van last night or sometime, and I was going to get Brother Glover, and I looked at my gas needle, it wouldn't even come off empty. And so I went down here to the Toad, and I pulled in down there, and I was getting gas. I went in there, and I said, well, I blessed somebody last night. They got some gas. And the guy sitting over, he said, where was it at? And I said, I pastor the Church of God of Prophecy up there. God's got a reason for everything. Sometimes he'll allow things to happen to open up a door that you can witness. And I said, well, up there at the Church of God of Prophecy, he said, yeah. He said, that's where y'all been pouring that cement. I thought, man, that's been 2 years. He says, I've been watching that little church. Says, y'all are really coming along on that church. He said, that's a working group of people. And he says, I think where y'all poured that concrete on the other, I've got more compliments on that concrete and people talking about that concrete being poured than anything, you know. And I said, yeah, I said, we like it on this other side. I said, won't you come on up and help us? He said, I just might do that. He said, I just might do that. All right. So, excuse me, we don't know when we begin to do things. People want to see a church that's on the move. They want to see a church that's concerned with children. They want to see a church that's concerned with how the outside appearance or the inside appearance too look to the community. You know, and we do, I think we do a pretty good job with it. And God is going to bless us this next year. I really feel with increase. There's about 40 people here today, and you wouldn't look at it because there's so many empty pews. But I want to tell you something. That's a long way. And I'm telling you, God has got a future for this church. He's got people that are on their way to hell that I want to tell you that this church can reach. Oh, praise God. This is the purpose of this church, is to be a servant in this community, to go out and spread the gospel. What other way would there be to spread the gospel than start with these little children? And they go home and got an alcohol. I want to tell you something. Every child has not got a Christian home. Every child has not got a soft, comfortable bed to get in. I want to tell you something. We used to, Brother Sears, if I could gather up a quilt and stick in the old window frame to cut the wind out from blowing, we used to do that. My brother one time went to bed and had snow on an old mattress. I want to tell you, I know what it is to go in a room and you have all you got quilts, Brother Mike. Oh, praise God. Thank God for the quilts. Some of them didn't have quilts to get under. Amen. You get under them quilts so heavy that you couldn't even hardly turn over. Some kids are living in abuse. Yes, they are. Amen. Some kids are living in generational curses. Yes. to tell you something. Some kids flat refuse the gospel. I know where a 15-year-old girl lives right now that was in church every time the doors was open. 7 weeks pregnant. I want to tell you about a 16-year-old boy. Now, we have got a real responsibility, church, to teach these children not to follow the lust of the flesh. You say, well, I don't know if I want my child to be taught these things or not. Well, you need to. This girl was taught that. This young boy was taught that. Preacher's kid, the boy is. Oh. Nobody is exempt. Don't get to thinking that you're exempt. Doing the best that you can do. The devil is after our children. The devil is after you. All he wants to see you separated from the... That don't mean that this girl has to go to hell because she made a mistake. There's forgiveness there. There's forgiveness there. There's a way back there. But sometimes you have to live with the mistakes that you've made. The daddy brought the 16-year-old boy to the parents' house. Said as quick as he gets out of school, said he's getting a job. And the money he's making is going to that baby. Amen. See, it takes two to tango. Amen. And you need to teach them not to tango. Because this is serious. Amen. You know what that doctor told the parent of the 15-year-old girl? Says, don't think nothing about it. Says, I've had them up here 12 years old. Pregnant. We have got a responsibility to teach our children. I know this is an uncomfortable subject, but it's happening, people. Amen. It don't mean that they're going to hell if they make a mistake. God's grace will forgive them, but you have to live sometimes under the with what things bring, what sin, the consequences sometimes. And some of these children that come out of these are beautiful. All children are beautiful. And I have to thank God that they don't choose abortion. You don't need a murder on top of an already mistake. You don't need to do away with that. You need to stop it before it gets to that. If a boy goes with y'all young ladies and all he's after is something like that, you don't need to be going with him. Because he don't love you. Amen. And it's going nowhere. See, children need to be taught if they're coming out of an abused home that Jesus Christ loves you. He loves you. And you don't have to be doing things that you shouldn't be doing to be accepted. But that was just free. I didn't even go and bring that up. But somebody may have needed that here. This young lady was in church every time the doors was open, and this young boy was in church. But sometimes you can be in church and have closed ears. The Bible says, having ears to hear, but not hearing, refusing to hear. And that's not just on this kind of thing. That goes for us adults too.
Amen.
There's not going to be an excuse when we get to heaven.
Amen.
We get to stand before Judgment Day. So those are three things that I'm going to lay out for this quarter. The children's church ministry is Chris, Amy, and Eric for the nursery and parking lot. Oh, Brother Darrell. 2 runs by March. I believe he can do it. I believe we can do it. If we get behind each other, go to supporting each other, we can do it. Did I get an amen? Can we do this?
Amen.
All right. Tonight is the women going to Huntsville. How many is going to go? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I tell you what, these 5 women, y'all get together and go to Huntsville and we'll have a prayer. Are we going to drive on Chris or can they make it up there and back by themselves?
Oh, that's something.
Huh?
Who would drive?
I don't want somebody to drive my wife. I don't want
I
her to
can't
drive
see good at
herself.
night, so I don't want to be driving.
Okay.
Safe.
I can drive. Do what, yeah?
Lisa said she could drive.
All right. All right.
Sister Sheila, can all 5 of us get your car, Sister Lisa? Oh,
Yeah.
I would have to ride with Sister
Let the younger one. Hey, now I guarantee you Sheila drives fast. I tried to stay up with her one time in the hospital. I couldn't. I just let her go. I thought, well, I'll drive in case she has a flat. I'll drive behind her in case she has a flat. And I never just see her no more. She's gone. Be here at 3:30, and I guess we'll just say 3. Be here at 3 o'clock, and we'll omit tonight's service since we're doing that, and we may go to if we don't go anywhere, we may run to Carbon Hill or something, just whatever. But we're going to omit them tonight's service. Let's stand and go to God in prayer.
So we're not having church tonight?
Not having church tonight. No. Do what?
I don't like missing church.
I don't either. All right, Brother Sears will dismiss us.
Father in heaven, thank you for this wonderful blessed day, Lord. Hallelujah to your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Father, we thank you for the
Thank you, Lord.
Spirit that felt here.
Good,
It's so wonderful
good
to have a
spirit.
place where you can go and feel what we feel.
Thank you,
And
Jesus.
the feelings we have for each other, Lord. We thank you for that. We have each and every one represented here. Give all those who are experiencing losses in their family and stuff, give them what they have to deal with this and get through this. Bless each and every one of us. Keep our people safe on this trip. In the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. God bless you. Appreciate everyone being here.